September 16, 2017 by Bergin and Gebhardt. SpaceX Crs-12 Dragon is set to unberth and return for a Pacific Ocean splashdown on Sunday, concluding the spacecraft's latest resupply mission. Dragon will be returning with 3,800 pounds of cargo, highlighting her unique downmass capability for NASA. Splashdown is expected to occur at 10:16 a.m. Eastern Time, 0716 local time on the West Coast. Crs-12. As always, Dragon began her journey atop the Falcon 9 rocket. Launch from Crs-39 occurred last month via an issue-free ascent carried to orbit by the second, while the booster made another successful return to LZ-1. As the time, it was the 6th Falcon 9 RTLS landing and the 14th overall successful landing of the Falcon 9 first stage. The primary goal of the mission saw Dragon stalk the ISS prior to her arrival for berthing. Grabbed by the Space Station Remote Manipulator System SSRMS, Jack Fisher and Paolo Nespoli carefully translated Dragon to its pre-install position 3.5 meters away from Node 2 Harmony's Nadir Airport. This marked the official arrival of 2,910 kilograms 6,415 pounds of cargo to the station. This included 1,652 kilograms 3,642 pounds of pressurized cargo and the 1,258 kilogram 2,773 pounds ISS Cosmic Ray Energetics and Mass ISS CREAM instrument, which was carried in Dragon's trunk. ISS CREAM was removed from the trunk by the SSRMS and handed over to its robotic colleague, the Japanese robotic arm JMRMS, via the work of the ground controllers. It was then installed on the Kibo module's exposed facility. JMEF for a 3-year investigation is intended to monitor extremely high-energy cosmic rays, measuring the charge and energy. The SSRMS then moved into operations to prepare for the departure of Dragon as the ISS crew filled the vehicle with its downmass. SpaceX 12 Dragon grapple. The SSRMS was maneuvered from the post-latching end effector Lie survey park position to the SPX-12 Dragon capture position, noted L2 ISS status information. SSRMS then grappled Dragon nominally. The SSRMS was powered down to dual-string Keep Alive DSKA. Dragon release is scheduled for this Sunday. The ISS crew also checked out the vital communication system that will be employed during the departure of Dragon. See also commercial off-the-shelf COTS ultra-high-frequency UHF communication unit CUCU and crew command panel CCP checkout in preparation for the upcoming SpaceX 12 unberth and release. The crew coordinated with ground teams to activate the CUCU system and performed a successful checkout of CCP serial number 3, added the status information. CCP and CUCU provide a command and telemetry communications link between ISS and Dragon during free flight operations in the vicinity of ISS. Saturday marked the unberthing of the vehicle from Node 2. Whilst being firmly held in the snares of the latching end effector Lie on the end of the SSRMS, bolts securely fastening Dragon to the Nadir Earth-facing common berthing mechanism of Node 2 Harmony were driven to the retract position, freeing Dragon from its berthing port on the station. The station crew then maneuvered Dragon on the end of the SSRMS away from the main structure of the ISS to its release point 10 meters from the orbital lab. Expedition 53 flight engineer Paolo Nespoli of ESA European Space Agency, with the assistance of Station Commander Randy Bresnik of NASA, working in the cupola lab of the ISS, will command the release of the Lie snares holding the spacecraft at 4:47 a.m. Eastern. The exact time of release is subject to change from the announced plan due to lighting conditions, communications coverage, and day of timeline activities. Once the Lie snares are released, the SSRMS will back away from Dragon as the craft holds its position at the 10 meters mark. Once the station's arm is cleared to a safe distance, Dragon will conduct a series of 3 small thruster-firing departure burns that move the capsule down the R-bar radial vector and away from the International Space Station toward Earth when viewed in relation to ISS orientation and Dragon movements with respect to Earth. During the initial stage of departure, Dragon will be under the control of its own computer programming, with the station crew and controllers at Mission Control Houston in Texas for NASA having primary control over the spacecraft. As Dragon pushes down the R-bar, the largest of the three thrust-to-departure burns will impart enough delta velocity delta change to Dragon to push it outside of the approach ellipsoid. The approach ellipsoid is a 4 km by 2 km oval-shaped region around the International Space Station that extends 2 km in front of and 2 km behind the ISS along the velocity vector VBAR and 1 km above and 1 km below the station along the R-bar. Once Dragon clears the approach ellipsoid 1 km below the ISS, primary control of the vehicle will shift from NASA to SpaceX controllers in Hawthorne, California. Dragon will conduct several hours of free flight activities as controllers at Mission Control SpaceX prepare the vehicle for the end of its mission. This includes the closure of the guidance, navigation and control GNC bay door on Dragon, creating a perfect thermal protection seal around the entirety of Dragon for entry. At the appropriate time, Dragon's Draco thrusters will begin a 10-minute firing sequence known as the deorbit burn to slow the capsule and place it onto the proper heading for entry into Earth's atmosphere. Following the deorbit burn, the umbilicals between Dragon and her external payload trunk will be severed ahead of the trunk's separation from Dragon itself. Dragon will then reorient, with its heat shield out in front in preparation for entry into phase EI, the moment Dragon reaches the first traces of Earth's upper atmosphere. Once EI occurs, Dragon's thermal protection system TPS will protect it from the searing hot temperatures of re-entry formed as the air molecules around Dragon are instantly heated and turned to plasma under the friction created by Dragon's high velocity. Dragon's primary heat shield, called PICAX, is based on a proprietary variant of NASA's phenolic-impregnated carbon ablator pica material and is designed to protect Dragon during atmospheric re-entry. PICAX is robust enough to protect Dragon not only during ISS return missions but also during high-velocity returns from lunar and Martian destinations. Unlike the Dragon capsule, the Dragon trunk destructively burns up in Earth's atmosphere. Once safely through the plasma stage of re-entry, Dragon's drogue parachutes will deploy, followed by the main chutes designed to ease the vehicle to a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean for recovery. Recovery will be attained by 3 main recovery vessels which will be positioned near Dragon's return location. Fast recovery vessels will be deployed to begin collecting Dragon's parachutes, as recovery of the capsule itself will be conducted by the primary recovery assets. Once safely aboard the recovery vessel, Dragon will be transported to the port of Los Angeles and then shipped to Texas for cargo removal. Currently, Dragon is the only resupply vessel capable of returning experiments and equipment from the International Space Station as the 3 other in-service resupply vehicles Progress, Cygnus, and the HII transfer vehicle all perform destructive re-entries into Earth's atmosphere. Under the second Commercial Resupply Services Crs-12 contract award, Sierra Nevada's Dream Chaser spaceplane will join Dragon as only the second uncrewed vehicle capable of returning equipment and experiments from the station. With the conclusion of Crs-12, NASA's next commercial resupply mission to the International Space Station will be SpaceX Crs-13 flight, which is currently targeting liftoff from LC-39A at the Kennedy Space Center in December. Images NASA, SpaceX, and L2 artist Nathan Kogop. The full gallery of Nathan's Falcon Heavy to Dragon to Starliner, MCT, SLS, commercial crew and more L2 images can be found here.